So today we're reviewing
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, so this is a fan-requested movie review, and we have a Ghostbusters review coming later this week. Saw those two recommendations, and we're definitely going to get to them. It's the week of Halloween, and so we are reviewing Beetlejuice today, which is a older movie, a 1988 movie. That seems really old, but I guess that's when it came out. And this stars Alec Baldwin, Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder. I don't know how you say her name exactly. She's in Stranger Things, and that's kind of crazy how young she is here than in that movie, how she's older there. But this is, what are your overall thoughts of Beetlejuice?
I mean, Beetlejuice, I think, is a pretty good movie. We've watched it a lot. It's always I feel like it's always on TV a lot around this time of year. Even not this time of year. There's like marathons of it. There's a lot of memorable scenes in this movie and some really hilarious scenes that really have stuck with me for a long time. And well, I think it's not like a very scary movie per se. It's more so like it's obviously a comedy. There's a lot of funny stuff, but then they do a good job of mixing in some scary stuff and keeping it kind of like I feel like this and Ghostbusters are pretty comparable with like how they are. Like they're not horrifying movies, but they're a good Halloween movie that has some pretty good special effects and some memorable scenes, and just I think they're overall good films and stuff that you really should watch around this time of year 100%.
Yeah, it's definitely a perfect Halloween movie. The word I'd have to use for it is probably that this movie is just iconic. There's a lot of iconic scenes that, like you mentioned, have definitely stuck with us. A lot of them we'll go into eventually, but the actors are definitely perfect. The main couple in this movie is so good to start out the movie. And then Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice is really good. And as far as the comedy goes, definitely he has a lot of great funny scenes, and he is just such a good character. And that is, he is really creepy when he's able to actually use his abilities. But this is definitely a great movie, really iconic. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's obviously really memorable. Want to go into some specific positives, or?
I mean, I think just like you were, I guess just to get into some of the memorable scenes as far as like what this film's known for. I think one that's at least the most classic, I think in our opinion, is probably, I'm not sure what yours is exactly, but the dinner scene with the music, that song, just how really how funny and just perfect it is, I think, in my opinion. Bananas, whatever
Tarantula.
Whatever the song is, it's the song that goes along with the dinner. Like, it's kind of like funny because like at that moment, no one really believes in the ghosts, and like all this stuff's happening, and like it's just funny for the one guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the principal, has some really hilarious scenes in this dance sequence, which we'll be showing right now. And then obviously they all sit down. The mom from Home Alone, she's the wife in the situation, and she's like the main singer in this scene, and how they like looks like you would think that they would be like horrified, but then they end up like loving it, and like the shrimp hands coming out, which I always think, honestly, I think in my opinion, kind of like a side note, this honestly made me not like shrimp as much when I like disgusting hand shrimp things grabbing their faces. I mean, I know it's kind of a ridiculous comment, but that was how I viewed shrimp, at least. Whenever I see shrimp like that, I think about this scene, no joke. And I think that's probably one of the most classic scenes in this film, but there's also like a lot of other great scenes. Like I do love like the whole like the death world or whatever that area is called.
The dinner scene's obviously iconic, but then when we get to that realm, when after they die, they're going into that waiting room. You got the guy with the shrunken head. You got the guy that's choked on a bone. Yeah, you got the
football team.
Yeah, the football team there. The old lady and the main lady who's at the actual front desk. You got the guy who's been run over. You got the skeletons. Definitely a lot of funny things there. Obviously, the one girl is supposed to be kind of separated from the rest of them, and that's why she's able to see the ghosts, because it's kind of a big plot point is that no one can see the ghosts except for her. And that's when she actually becomes friends with him, and I do think that this obviously took a much lighter tone, because after the dinner scene, the shrimp grabs them and all that stuff. I feel like they would really be scared, but they decided to go in this route that they aren't scared at all, and they just want to be friends with the ghost. But
the death world, I think, is pretty cool. Like they make it into like it's almost like a business where like you die and you get like a number to like talk to. I'm not sure what the it's like they each have their own agent, I think, or some like. I forget what it's called exactly, but like the
council workers.
It's whoever. It's like some kind of like social worker for like the dead people, and like the main leads that we follow, Alec Baldwin and his wife, like that lady's there, or I guess their like counselor or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do love how like that run over guy has like he's like wheeled around, like he goes in like this really tight area. I think that's kind of a cool sequence. And then the football team, I remember that's like a great line when the one guy's like, where's coach? He told us we have a game tomorrow. He's like, you guys died like a week ago or something like that. But there's just a lot of great lines there. And then I also think the whole plot point of this house, like the beginning of the film, like they die in like a car accident, which you don't really know. I'm not sure if that really is made. Well, no, I guess it's made kind of clear because they realize like they're dead and they can't go outside, which is kind of a cool plot point because it's obviously it's like a funny comedy, but I feel like there's a lot of good, smart things in this film. Like they're trying to get these people out of the house because they're trying to take over the house, change all the artwork and stuff, and there's a lot of lines we're probably forgetting as far as like from the mom or the husband and wife between the two that move into the house with the goth daughter. I feel like there's a lot of funny moments there when they're trying to like talk about what they want to do with the house and like the people coming in trying to like expose these ghosts. There's a lot of cool stuff in this film, I think.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of cool things. In particular, one of the scenes is obviously I like the diorama or whatever you call it, where Beetlejuice lives. How everything's small, but then like a scene where Beetlejuice kicks down the tree and then it just looks like a tiny little stick falling and they put it back up.
You're working with a professional here!
That's kind of funny there. And obviously that character, towards the end, I guess to just kind of skip around, when he's in the waiting room and he gets the number and it's like 1,000,000 something, the guy shrinks his head with some dust, and that's obviously a really funny scene there. Oh yeah, because he takes his thing.
It was like 53 on the number, and like he had 54, and he takes it, and actually then he makes his head small, and like that's a pretty good scene there, I think.
I still couldn't even believe that Beetlejuice was Michael Keaton in this movie, because I just couldn't believe it. I don't know why. He just seems like such a different character, but he has a bunch of funny scenes. He makes his head spin around. He gets the same clothes as Alec Baldwin's character and tries to relate to him.
Hey, guy, come on. We're simpatico here. Look at us. Huh, we even shop in the same store. Hey, hermano.
Which he's so funny in that scene in particular.
That whole cemetery scene when they first meet him is probably the most great scenes with him in this film. Like he owns this role. Michael Keaton does. Yeah. There's just great lines. The way he just like plays it off. He's just this disgusting pig of a guy. Like there's a scene where like he spits something disgusting into like his coat. He's like, I'm gonna save that for later. And then like as he's like opening his pocket, he like puts like a mouse on the girl's hand. He's like hold this for me. Like
here, who do I have to kill? Here, hold that for me, would you?
He's just so perfect.
It's like really random. I know, and like I don't know. He's just such a pig.
He makes the scary thing happen where the things fly out of his face.
It's
a classic scene.
I feel like he definitely has a lot of great scenes, and obviously it's kind of a cool plot point because there's a struggle between Alec Baldwin and his wife on who they should listen to, their social worker, dead social worker, or there's obviously something tempting about Beetlejuice because they want these people out of their house. Yeah. Because I guess they just want to live in their house without them being there. Which also, I feel like we should mention that. It's like when they go outside, there's like this weird desert sandworm type thing, which is kind of cool plot point because they can't go outside because they're dead. So that's a lot of cool stuff there. And I feel like there's another cool thing to say is like, while we said it's like a comedy, it's not scary. There's still some scary stuff in this film that wasn't really intended. Like, there's a scene where like they are like messing with their faces to like scare these people, and like I think Alec Baldwin has like the long mouth, or one of them does that, and then one like pulls their mouth like inside out. Like that stuff was like really good effects. I'm not sure how they did that or made it look like that because, like you said, 1988 was when they did this film.
You should like ripped your face off.
I don't really know how they did that when making this film. You know, like they literally, it's kind of cool.
There's some great visual effects in this, but and even for like, so long ago, that's the thing that's crazy.
But yeah, obviously this is a much lighter take on that, and
he turns into the snake, which is really creepy. Though
I feel like the whole end sequence I don't really know as much about. Like I feel like.
It gets a little
I
convoluted.
feel like why Beetlejuice is bad is like he gets them out of he scares them out of the house, but at the same time he's like killing them, like their bodies are like deteriorating or something.
Yeah, I know. It gets a little weird.
I feel like I just see it again. I understand. Then obviously at the end there's a scene where like they have the singing again. They're able to do that trick, and like the girls like floating, like singing around, like dancing around and stuff. So another classic scene there. But you're sort of getting your favorite line.
Yeah, that's gonna be difficult. There's a lot of good lines in this. Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice. If I had to say a favorite line, it's probably just all of his scenes because he's just so good. But maybe you should go first because I don't even have really a line.
Well, my favorite line, I just saw it and I just reminded me of why this is my favorite line because again, it's just like I'm not sure what this movie's rated, but it has to be rated R because the scene I saw, he drops an F-bomb, and basically it's right when
Beetlejuice?
it's right when Alec Baldwin and his wife meet him for the first time, and they say home, 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 and they get out of there.
Serious?
And he's like walking away. He's asking to stay for dinner. He's like, I hope you like it down. And he's like, where'd you go? And he looks around, and he kicks the tree down, and he looks up, and he looks at, and he turns around, and he looks up at him. He's like, nice effing model.
You're working with a professional here! Nice fucking model!
Says nice effing model, and the way he says that, like he has like I guess that's their model. So that's like a funny line there.
I mean, if I had to give one favorite line, it's probably just seeing the friggin' dad do the tarantula move, and
it's not a line.
It's not a line, but when I actually know, it's probably the one where the guy who got run over is on the ceiling. He's like, I've been feeling a little. He says I've been feeling a little flat or run down or something. And then he goes in the wall.
There are no mirrors on this side.
Fine, look fine.
Yeah?
Fine.
Thanks. I've been feeling a little flat.
Well,
I don't know what it is.
like we just said, it's definitely a pretty good movie, pretty memorable if we know all these scenes about it. I feel like we could probably not recite the whole movie, but just like know what happens in the whole movie. I feel like we've seen it a lot of times. It's always on TV. Definitely a classic. And some great performances in it. Not just one great. I mean, honestly, just the performance alone from Michael Keaton, I feel like is enough to watch this film. But there's also a lot of other cool stuff about it.
So many big actors.
I feel like while it is a comedy, it's very smart. Like there's a lot of cool things about it. And while the ending can be a little bit convoluted as far as like what's going on, it still I think is a really good movie. And the first act, the second act, and just all the stuff that goes on, the comedy alone warrants your viewing of this movie. So definitely go check this out if you've already seen it. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of Beetlejuice, and would you say this is more of a Halloween movie or just like a comedy that you can watch any time of the year? So,
or is it closer to kids movie or adult movie?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good question. Even though there's an F-bomb in this film, stay tuned for possibly another short film reaction,
if you want to.
Or if I want to, just have one lined up, or. And stay tuned for our next movie review and probably our final movie review for this year's 2020's edition of the Halloween series.
Grand finale.
And the Ghostbusters, which is that our grand finale?
Maybe. I mean,
we'll see. We'll definitely be doing Ghostbusters while our door's getting busted down by a werewolf. Anyways, though, thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.